Greetings, everyone. This is Opie Mija, chairperson of the genealogy department for the Autonomous Party. And I'd like to welcome you here today. So today we're going to be doing our first ever genealogy build here on YouTube on the Autonomous Party page. Again, my name is Opie Mija. I'm the chairperson for the genealogy department for the Autonomous Party. And for today's information, we're going to be covering, we're going to get into, just do some basic information since this is the first build, the first video. So what we're basically going to be doing here is covering the surnames of free people of color that were in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So sit back and enjoy. This will be a continual series, and we will get into different things that have to do with genealogy. But again, I'd like to welcome you to the first build or the first video for the genealogy, the Autonomous Party Aboriginal genealogy. So sit back and enjoy. We'll be right back. All right, I'd like to welcome everyone back. So the information that we're going to be covering today is going to be from this website here called freeafricanamericans.com. And one thing that I did want to let you know, just wanted to read a little bit of this here that's on the screen to you. So again, I know with the name African Americans, a lot of us have some real good understanding on this term. So I would ask of you to, just eat the meat, spit out the bones type of deal with these terms. We know that these people weren't called this back in these colonial days. So that's why, I did title it Free People of Color Surnames. But I just wanted to read a little bit of this to you so you can see exactly what we're going to be getting into. So here on the screen, it says Free African Americans of Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, and Delaware. It says the history of free African American community as told through the family history of most African Americans who were free in the Southeast during the colonial period. And then it says here, this is the winner. The American Society of Genealogists, Donald Lyons Jacobs, award and the North Carolina Genealogical Society Award of Excellence in Publishing. So it says here, these are two books you can read online. So this is going to be kind of the online version. And these books you can actually order these two books titled with both of these two titles here. On Amazon or wherever you buy books online. But it says you can read online containing about 2,700 pages of family histories based on all colonial court order and minute books on microfilm at the State Archive of Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and Delaware, over 1,000 volumes. So you'll also find tax lists, wills, deeds, free Negro registers, marriage bonds, parish registers, Revolutionary War pension files, etc. It says there are also another 5,000 pages of abstracted colonial tax lists, Virginia personal property tax lists under colonial tax list. Okay, and then it shows you here where you can send questions and comments to the gentleman that put this stuff together. All right, so let's jump into this. So, again, I don't want to hold everyone here all day long. I'm going to try to make these videos about 30 minutes in length. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into the Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina area. So let's click on that. Once you do that, what you'll see if you decide to check this site out on your own, you'll see this information here. You'll see the surnames. You'll see where there's a hyperlink for you to click on to get into the actual family history of each one of these surnames. So all I'm going to do here today is cover the surnames themselves, just read them out, just so you can kind of get an idea of who it is. You're probably going to see, if you've been doing your genealogy, you're going to see a lot of your own people's surnames pulling up. Okay, so it's up to you to do your due diligence to dive deeper into your genealogy to find out, where your people were located, which is always a big deal, since we know a lot of these people were migrating, all over the place. So you need to figure that part of it out as well, and make sure when you do see these names that, they pertain to your people. Okay. And then when we get to the end of this, I'd like to just show you there's a source page on here. So, we always like to have sources for the information that we're presenting. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start reading these surnames, get through this. And again, I'm going to try to keep this under or about 30 minutes or so. So as you can see, our first, we're going to start in the A. So this is in alphabetical order. So let's jump into it. So our first surname is going to be Abel. Then we have Abshir. Then we have Acre or Acre, either way. We have Adams, Africa, Elstock, Alford, Allen, Almond. And then we have Alvis or Always. So when you see the little slash mark in between the two names, that means that they could be spelled either way, because a lot of times with these census takers and people who documented things, they would spell these names incorrectly. So you would get different variations, but the same family. All right. Next, we have Ampy, Ansel, Anderson, Andrews, Angus, and Anthony. All right. Next surname that we have, continuing in the A's, we have Archer, Armfield, Armstrong, Arnold, Artis, Ashbury, Ashby, Ash, Ashton, Ashworth, Atkins, Atkinson, Alden, and Avery. All right, so we are done with the A's for this particular part. Next, we're going to jump into the B's. So we have Bailey, Bain, Baker, Balcam, Ball, Balltrip, Bannister, Banks, Barber, Barnett, Barlow, Barrow. Then we have Bartley / Bartlett. So it can be spelled either way. Same family. Next, we have Bass, Bates, Battles, Basden, Bazemore, Beckett, B, Bell, Bennett, Benson, and Barry. All right. Next column, continuing in the B's, we have Beverly. Then we have Bibbins / Bevins. So either spelling, same family. Next, we have Bibby, Biddy, Bilberry, Bing, Bingham, Benz, Bizzle, Black, Blake, Blongo, Blanks, Blizzard, Blue, Bluford, Bowling, Bolton, Bond, Boone, Booth, Bozeman, Bow or Bow, Bowden, Bowers, Bowles, Bowman, Bomer, Bowser, Boyd, Bradby, Branch, Brandigan. And then we have Brandon / Branham. All right, so either spelling, same family. Next, we have Brave Boy, Braxton, Brewington, Bright, Britt, Britton, and Brogdon or Brodgan. All right, continuing in the B's. Next section, we have Brooks, Brown, Bruce, Brimogen or Brummagem, So either spelling, same family. We got Brian, Bryant, Brewington or Brewington. All right, again, two different spellings, same family. Next, we have Bug, Bullard, Bunch, Bundy, Burden, Burke, Burkett. Next is Barnett or Burnett. All right, two different spellings, same family. Next is Burrell, Busby, Bush, Bus, Butcher, Butler, and Bird. All right, so we're moving into the C's. All right, first up, we got Campbell, Kane, Kennedy, Carpenter, Carroll, Carter, Carey, Case, Cassidy, Causey, Cawthor, Chambers, Chandler, Chapman, and Charity. All right, so one thing I wanted to mention real quick, since we have this surname that's by itself, usually when you see this on this particular site put in this way, it's because this particular surname, the family history on it is very long and lengthy. Okay, so a lot of times this will take up a whole page by itself in this, and that's why they put it by itself. Okay, so this is going to be the Chavis family. That's how I pronounce it. Some people pronounce it Chavis, but I pronounce it Chavis family. And there, again, are different variations of this spelling as well. All right, next we have the Church family: Churchwell, Churton, Clark, Cobb, Cochran, Cole, Coleman, Collins, Combus, Combs, Connor, Connolly, Cook, Cooley, Cooper, Copeland, Copes, Corn, Cornet, Cornish, and Cotank. All right. Continuing in the C's, we have Cousins, Cowwick, Cox, Coy, Craig, Credit. Then we have Crane / Craney. So either spelling, same family. Next we have Croston, Cuff, Cuffy, Cumbo, Cunningham, Curl, Curtis, Costello, Cuddalo, Cypress. We have Dales and Dial. So either spelling, same family. Next we have Dalton or Dorton, two different spellings, obviously same family. Then the last on here we have Davenport. All right, next row we have Davis, Day, Dean, Dees, Debrex, DeCadre, Demery, Dempsey. Then we have Dennis. Next we have Denham or Denham. So either spelling, same family. Then we have Day, Rosario. Then we have Dixon, Dobbins, Dolby, Donovan, Douglas, Dove, Drake, and Drew. All right, next column, still in the D's. We have Driggers, Dring, Driver, Drury, Duncan, Dungy, Dungle, Dunlop, Dunn, Dunstan, Durham, and Dutchfield. All right, so that'll end the D's, and we are moving into the E's. All right, so we got Edie, Edge, Edgar, Edwards, Edwin, Elliott, Ellis, Elmore, Epperson, Epps, and Evans. All right. Moving into the F's, we have the surname Fagan. I'm not going to read this one because I don't want to get the channel flag so you can see that surname. We got Farrer, Farthing, Fears, Farrell, Fielding, Fields. Then we have Finley, Finney, Fletcher, Flood, Flora, Flowers, Fortune, Fox, Francis, Francisco, Franklin, Frazier, Freeman, Frost, Fry, Fulham, Fuller, Fuzzmore. Okay, so that'll end the F's, and we're going to go into the G's. So we have Gallimore, Gamby, Garden, Gardner, Garner, Garnes, and George. All right, moving on to the next column, we got Gibson, Gilbert, Gillett, Gilmore, Goddard, Goff, Goldman, Goodman, Gordon, and Goen. All right, moving into the next column, still in the G's, we have Grace, Graham, Grant, Granum, Graves, Gray, Grayson, Gregory, Grice, Griffin, Grimes, Groom, Groves, Guy, Gwen. All right, so that'll end the G's, and we're going to move into the H's. We have Hackett, Hagens, Haley, Hathcock, Hall, Ham, Hamilton, and Hamlin. All right, continuing in the H's, we have Hammond, Hanson, Harden, Harmon, Harris, Harrison, Heartless, Harvey, Hatcher, Hatfield / Hatter, so same family, different spellings, Hawkins, and Hawley. All right, moving on. Continuing in the H's, we have Halls, Haynes, Hayes, Hearn, Heath, Hedgepeth, Henderson, Hewlett, Hewson, Hickman, Hicks, Hill, Hilliard, Hilton, Hitchens, Hitter, Hobson, Hodges, Hogg, Hollinger, Holman, Holmes, Holt, Hood, Holmes, Honesty, Horn, House, Howard, Howe, Hubert, Hewlin, Hughes, Humbles, Hunt, Hunter, Hurley, and Hurst. All right, so that'll end the H's, and we're going to move into the I's and the J's. So we have Ivy, Jackson, Jacobs, James, Jameson, Jarvis, and Jasper. Continuing in the J's, we have Jeffrey, Jeffries, Jenkins, Jennings, Johns, and Johnson. All right, continuing into the J's, into the K's. We got Joyner, Jones, Jordan, Jumper. All right, moving into the K's, we have Keemer, Kelly, Kendall, Kent, Kersey, Key, Keaton, King, Kenny, Kitson, and Knight, spelled with a K. All right, moving into the L's, we have Lamb, Landum, Lang, Langston, Lansford, Lantern, Lawrence, Laws, Lawson, and Lee. All right, continuing in the L's, we have Lemon, LeFew, Lester, Let, Levener, Lewin, Lewis, Lighty, Ligon, Lively, Liverpool / Pool, so either spelling, same family. We have Locklear, Loxon, Locust / Lucas, same family, two different spellings. We have Logan, Longo, Lowry, Lugrove, Lynham, Lynch, Lyons, and Lytle. All right, so that'll end the L's. We're moving to the M's. We have, so a lot of these names, these are the Mick names, or the names that you would associate with Irish or Scottish heritage. All right, so we got McCarty, McCoy, McCullum, McDaniel, McIntosh. Then we have Macklin, Madden, McGee, Mahorny, Major or Majors. We have Malbon, Male, spelled two different ways, same family. We have Manley, Man, Manning, Manuel, Marshall, and Martin. All right, continuing in the M's, we have Mason, Matthews, Mayo, Mays, Mead, Meadley, Meekins, Meigs, Melvin, Miles, Miller, Mills, Milton, Mitchell, Mitchum, Mongum, Monaghan, and Month. All right. So moving on, continuing in the M's, we have Moore, Mordick, Morgan, Morris, Mosby, Mosley, Moses, Moss, Mazingo, Mulkeroy, Mumford, Monday, Munns, Murphy, Murray, and Morrow. All right, so we are moving into the N's, done with the M's. So we have Nash, Neal, Newman, Newsom, Newton, Nicholas, Nickens, Norman, Norris, Norton, Norwood, and Nuts. All right, so we're moving into the O's. We have Oates, Okie, Oliver. Then we have Otter, spelled two different ways, same family. We have Overton, Owen, and Oxendine. All right. Leaving the O's, going into the P's, we have Page, we have Pagey, we have Palmer, Parker, Parr, Parrott, Parsons, Patrick, Patterson, Payne, Peavy, Peacock, Pendervis, Pendergrass, Perkins, and Peters. All right, continuing in the P's, we have Pettiford, Phillips, Phillipson, Pickett, Pierce, Penn, Pittman, Pitts. We have Plumley, Poe, Pompey, Poole, Portions. We have Porty or Portis. Okay, so either spelling, same family. We have Powell, Powers, Poitras. We have Press, Price, Pritchard, Proctor, Pryor, Pugh, Pursley. Okay, so that'll end the P's. We're going into the R's. Rains, Rawls, Randall, Ranger, Ran, Ransom, Rapper or Raper. We have Ratcliffe, Rawlinson, Red Cross, Redmond, Reed, Reeves, Revel, Reynolds, Rich, Richardson, Rickman, Ridley, and Riley. All right, continuing to the R's, going into the S's. We have Roberts, Robbins, Robinson, Rogers, Rollins, Rosario, Ross, Rouse, Rowe, Roland, Ruff, Ruffin, Russell. All right, that'll end the R's, so we're going into the S's. Sample, Sampson, Sanderlin, Santee, Saunders, Savoy, and Sawyer. All right, going into the S's, continuing on, we have Scott, Selden, Sexton, Shepard, Shoecraft, Shoemaker, Silver, Simmons, Sims, Simon, Simpson, Cisco, Skipper. All right, continuing with the S's, going into the T's. Or not yet. Okay, we're still in the S's. So we have Slaxton or Thaxton. So either spelling, same family. Next, we got Smith, Smothers, Sneed, Snelling, Soleather, Sorrell, Sparrow, Spellman, Spiller, Spinner, Sprittle, Spruce, Spurlock, Stafford, and Stevens. All right, again, like I was telling you above, we have another family that has a lengthy history, and that's why it's here by itself. So we have the Stewart family. All right. So continuing on with the S's, going into the T's, we have Stringer, Sunkett, Swan, Sweat, Sweeten, Simons, and Syphix. All right, going into the T's, we have Taburn, Talbot, Tan, Tate, Taylor, Teague, Teamer, Thaxton, Thomas, Thompson, Timber, Tony, Tootle, Tolson, Toyer, Tudor, Turner, Twopence, Tyler, Tyner, Tyree, Underwood. So we're going into the U's. So that's the only one for the U's is Underwood. Going into the V's, we have Valentine, Vaughn, Venna or Vinny. So either spelling, same family. Next, we have Virtue or Verdi. Again, either spelling, same family. Next, we have Vickery and Veers. All right. Next, we're going to go into the W's. We have Walden, Walker, Wallace, Warburton, Warwick, Waters, Watkins, Weaver, Webb, and Webster. All right, so we're getting to the end. Next, we have Weeks, Welch, Wells, West, Wharton, Whistler, White, Whitehurst, Whitmore, Wiggins, Wilkins, Wilkinson, Williams, Willis, Wilson, Winborn, Wynn, Winters, Wise, Womble, Wood, Wooten, Worrell, Worsham, Wright, and Young. All right, so that was the surname list for Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So as you can see here at the bottom, they have the sources list. We're not going to go through the whole thing. I just want to kind of show you that there are sources for what I just read. So when you look at the sources list, it'll show you first the North Carolina counties, and then it'll explain to you in each county where they grab this information from. And as you can see here, this is in alphabetical order as well. So there's Granville, Halifax, Johnston, North Carolina, Nash County, Onslow. So I'm just going through these kind of quickly just so you can see all the different counties that they use for. So that was North Carolina. Here's Virginia counties. Again, they'll tell you what they used in each one of these counties to gather their information. So again, like I said, I'm not going to read through all this. I just wanted you to see that for all those surnames that we read off, for all those free people of color, there are sources for this stuff. So, you know, again, it's up to you. They're telling you, you know, where they grab their information. So if you are seeing or heard some of your ancestors and you click on the, you know, the hyperlink to get into to see, you know, exactly what or where they were, you know, this is giving you some information and some hints of where you can look to gather this same information, you know, if you want to do a deeper dive on your family. And then there's South Carolina. Okay. So let's go ahead. We will go back and, you know, again, we're going to cover this particular website for a little minute. Next time or next video, we'll probably go into the Maryland portion of this. But again, you know, I would just, you know, strongly suggest that you just look through here at least to see if, you know, you see any of your people that are in, you know, any of these surnames or this history, especially if they came from this area, they're probably there. All right, so let me stop the screen share real quick and we will go back. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for, again, coming through and checking out the information. Like I said, we're going to start broadcasting this on a regular basis here in this channel. Again, this is the Autonomous Party. If you'd like to see more information on the great things that we're doing, go to the autonomousparty.com webpage. We're also on Clubhouse, where we do some builds in Maroonville, is what we call it. But all you got to do is just check for the Autonomous Party, Maroonville. And, you know, you can catch us there, usually doing some builds throughout the day. But again, my name is Opie Mija. I am the chairperson for the Genealogy Committee. And I'd like to thank you for attending the first ever Autonomous Party Aboriginal Genealogy. Take care, and we will see you on the next video. Peace. Kana Hafnabi relatives and Biwa Pahushka Obi Miha, Obi Miha, Obi Miha. Obi Miha.
This is a dangerous group that we're dealing with now.
Dodge the hijack again. Nahapi relatives. They had no idea their ancestors had been free.
I'll beat me half. 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 I'll beat me half.
They had no idea their ancestors had been free.
I'll beat me half. I'll